first official media day. Kevin Newman getting ready to turn pro. How's it feel to be in this setting?
It's a dream come true. It's a blessing, and this is where I feel that I belong.
Yeah, first fight is always going to be enough emotions and nerves for a fighter alone. In a setting like this, the biggest fight in the world being part of his card, does that make it even worse? And how do you deal with that?
I mean, this is what I train for, man. I train like an animal, so this is what I train for. This is what all the fighters want to get to, and I'm blessed to be starting off with.
You're a guy that's gone through his share of injuries, had a difficult time the last couple of years, but you've been healthy for a while. Is this the best Kevin Newman you've ever been right now?
This is the best I ever felt in my life. I never felt stronger, faster, more mentally focused. I just feel, I feel like, the guy that has hands around me, and, I feel that he's giving me, everything all at once. He taught me patience, but he's giving me everything all at once.
Has Floyd given you advice going in this fight, how to handle yourself and prepare?
No, we haven't talked about it, but I just look at him, man, and that's how I learn how to prepare. I watch his work ethic, and watch the small things he does, the way he places punches, just his mental, his mentality. It's like he got the mentality of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. That those type of guys, they're alpha males. They feel that they're the best and ain't nobody better than them. So I just take all those things from him.
You spent your whole life getting ready for this moment. I mean, you're making your pro debut. You've been boxing since you were little. How does it feel being right on the cusp of achieving your goal?
I'm excited, man. I can't wait, and it's funny. Everybody thinks I've been boxing since I was 9. I tried boxing when I was 9. I started boxing. I did box when I was 9 for like 6-7 months with Jeff, and I didn't have the attention span. I didn't have the attention span, so I just went off and did things that other kids had got a chance to play sports, have fun with their friends, and I came back at 16. So I've been boxing since I was 16, but that's good enough time. It prepared me. All the hardships I've been through, all the injuries, all the setbacks, all the comebacks, everything prepared me for this moment right here.
A lot of people are expecting a lot of things from you. You already have a little bit of buzz behind you, even though you've not had a pro fight. Do you feel any pressure to kind of show that you're no
pressure, because at the end of the day, I do this for me and for my family, and there's no pressure. I put in the work, and I can care less what anybody has to say. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to do everything to the best of my ability. So I don't really worry about the pressure. I just the work I put in, it speaks for itself, and when I fight, it'll speak for itself. Right?
And then this last thing I saw you after the fights this past week, and I know when Jalen suffered that loss, I know you took that pretty hard. Any lessons for yourself that you take out of a fight like that?
I took that real hard, because I look, in the way I look up to guys like me and him. We have several talks, and I was really pulling for him. I still am pulling for him. So that was tough for me to watch, but it's just a learning experience, and I know he'll bounce back from that. I'm 100%. The guy's mentally as tough as they come, so I know he'll bounce back. But for me, just shows me, that this boxing game is kill or be killed. It's a dirty game. It's a rough game, but this is what we signed up for. So I'm prepared for anything. Anything that comes my way. I feel I'm 100% prepared for it.
Oh, Kevin Newman making his pro debut on the Floyd Mayweather Maidana II card. Kevin, tell the folks who don't know who you are yet where they can, or the folks that do know who you are and don't know where to follow you, where they can keep up with you.
You can follow me on Facebook at Kevin Newman II, and then I also have a fan page, Second Coming Kevin Newman, and then I have my Instagram, Kevin Newman _II. Twitter's the same.
All right, best of luck, Kevin.
Thanks.